Senators are set to vote on the bipartisan infrastructure bill this morning. The $1 trillion package is focused on roads, bridges, railways, and broadband internet, and is expected to pass the Senate, but it has a long way to go in the House. Congressional correspondent Rachel Scott is on the Hill with the latest on that. Good morning, Rachel.
Diane, good morning. After weeks of negotiations and several long nights here on Capitol Hill, the Senate is now just hours away from passing the bipartisan infrastructure package. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer saying this is the first time in decades Republicans and Democrats have come together on a package like this. This is $1 trillion. That includes $110 billion for roads and bridges, $39 billion for public transit, and $65 billion to expand broadband internet. But this is only halfway there, and it could face some challenges ahead. The House is already out on recess. Democrats hold a razor-thin majority, and progressive Democrats say they will not vote for this bipartisan package unless Congress passes a much larger one first. They are now eyeing a package that is $3.5 trillion. This includes a long list of Democrat priorities, everything from universal pre-K to funding for free community college, as well as billions to fight climate change. Democrats have laid the groundwork now to pass this on their own, but keeping their own party unified on that price tag, Diane, will be a significant challenge.
Sure will. Rachel Scott in Washington, thank you. And let's bring in ABC News political director Rick Klein for a little bit more on this. Rick, if this bill passes, it then goes to the House. But as Rachel mentioned, it's got a little bit of a battle ahead there.
Yeah, Diana, battle to say the least. You've got House progressives and even House Speaker Nancy Pelosi who say we're not going to take this vote up. We don't really care what the Senate does on this bill unless we also know that there's a much larger so-called human infrastructure package, several $1 trillion more, that would also pass. And that is an unsure item in the Senate, not to mention going back to the House. So this is a major achievement. If this victory goes through for Democrats, it's an improbable achievement. It's possible you could get upwards of 70 senators voting for it, but that does not make it a done deal. And right now, progressives feel empowered, emboldened, and they are going to exert some of that political muscle if and when this bill arrives over on their side of the Capitol.
Now, and that $3.5 trillion human infrastructure package, which is now really a budget resolution, it includes social programs, things that focus on family, climate, health care. Democrats are trying to pass that with a simple majority. Do they have everyone on board to do that?
It's unclear. We're still several months away from the real rubber meeting the road on that. We know that the Senate Democrats generally say that they're okay with this, but that price tag has spooked some moderates. It has them wondering about it. They also have real fears of political repercussions if everything in that package goes through. We've heard Senator Bernie Sanders, the chairman of the Senate Budget Committee, just yesterday liken this to the biggest expansion in the government since the New Deal. That's a good thing if you're progressive. It maybe isn't a great thing if you're a moderate, and certainly not if you're Republican. And despite the bipartisanship that we're seeing with this package today, the expectation is that there will be 0 Republicans in the Senate who support this this much larger bill. Even the moderates saying the price tag way too high. It is going to necessitate, in their mind, tax increases. So that's quite a big bet that the Democrats are making. And as you mentioned, it's not clear that they even have the votes on their own.
So, as you touched on, some progressives in the House, they want assurances that the Senate can approve that larger, those social programs in that budget bill before they support this $1 trillion bipartisan package. So how does that work, particularly since you're saying that budget bill is still months away? So could this delay or even derail the bipartisan bill that's in front of them right now?
Oh, well, it most certainly could, because if in the House they're not going to take this up unless they know things are moving in the Senate, it could be well into September or even beyond before we have a clear sense of what is in this package, much less if the Democrats remain united around it. And the final answers may rest with the unelected Senate parliamentarian. We have seen this movie before. We saw it earlier this year when the parliamentarian said a minimum wage increase could not be part of this. The Senate has pretty strict rules of its own and what you can and can't include as part of this budget process, and that means that there may be some things go by the wayside. Taking things like immigration reform as part of this, a lot of folks want it, but it's not clear whether it's going to pass the procedural hurdles that it needs. So a long way to go, Diane, despite a day that, again, would probably mark one of the biggest victories you could imagine for Democrats these days.
So close to bipartisanship and yet still so far. ABC News political director Rick Klein, always great to have you, Rick. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.